Oh, I think Chancellor Oxendine definitely had a tremendous impact on the university. He was served as a chancellor for 10 years. He was named chancellor in 1989 and retired in 1999. When he was selected as chancellor, he said at the time of his selection, he said, quote, in talking about the university, he said, quote, "It's a great university and I want it to be greater. I want to make sure it has an impact on the community. I want to do more," end quote. And so when he started at the university, he had a couple goals in mind, and one of the first goals was he wanted to rebrand the university's image so that it would appeal more to folks outside of Robson County and the southeastern region. And one of the things he did was he modified the university's logo, and he added Old Main to the logo. And for those who are familiar with the university, you'll know that Old Main is the university's oldest and most iconic building. But also another important event happened during that time that helped rebrand the university's image, and that was the adoption of the red-tailed hawk as the university's mascot. When he first got to the university, he went to a basketball game, and at that game he saw our mascot, which was a student dressed up as an Indian, go over and appear to look like tomahawk a child. And he met with the athletic director right afterwards and told the AD that he didn't want that mascot to be in any more games, because he realized that with that child having that negative experience, that it could impact other folks' views on the university. So he put together a committee, and eventually the red-tailed hawk was chosen as the university's mascot, and it also led to the adoption of the university's first athletic logo, which was the red-tailed hawk and a brave together and tied together in a circle. But the second goal for his was to improve community engagement with the university. And one of the first things he did for that was to establish Pembroke Day in 1990. And what Pembroke Day did was it brought businesses and the community together on campus. And I think that was a big part of that goal, was to get the community on to the campus. The second was that same year, Project Graduation was first held on the university's campus. And what that was all the seniors who graduated from the public schools in Robson County came to the university the night of their graduation, and they just had a huge alcohol-free celebration of their graduation. And the third thing that he did to improve community engagement was he established the Regional Center for Economic, Community, and Professional Development. And that office is known today as the Office for Regional Initiatives. And the final thing that he did, I think, was a huge way to engage the community, was a new administration building was built in the mid-90s and 1995, and he renamed it Lumbee Hall. And so when folks visit campus, the very first building that most of them will go into is Lumbee Hall, which is named after the Lumbee tribe. When you think about Dr. Oxendine's past, he grew up near the campus, I think a mile or so from campus. He picked cotton, and he understood the relationship between the institution and the community. And I think he was intentional in choosing the name Lumbee Hall for our administration building, because he wanted folks to know that this institution is still connected to the Lumbee community. But another goal was to expand and improve academic programs. Fourth goal was to emphasize faculty scholarship and research. And then lastly, he wanted to improve the student experience at the university. And two very important things did that. One was, for those who are familiar with Pembroke, remember that the East-West CSX train used to stop in town right in front of the university, and it would block traffic and prevent students from getting to campus and class on time. And so one of the first things he did was he reached out to CSS and asked them to stop having the train stop right in front of campus, because he had noticed a couple times there were some senior administrators and students that would actually crawl under the train while it was stopped in front of campus. So by that train stopping, that meant students could now get to campus on time. But the last thing that improved the student experience was that athletics began full-time competition in the NCAA Division II in 1992 and joined the Peach Belt Conference. This upgraded the athletic competition, but also it broadened the university's appeal to folks in the southeastern United States. And so you can see, through rebranding the university's image, engaging the community, improving academic programs, improving their student experience, and focusing on faculty, scholarship, and research, that the institution changed.
You're going to be tested by your parents, by your employer, by your neighbors, and by your sons and daughters who are testing some of you already. They will test you to see if you have the courage to avoid compromise and doing the things you ought not do in your workplace. Testing you to see if you do what you ought to do to make your community a better community. You will surely be tested for the rest of your life. And I hope at the end of time when you meet the Master, he will say, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy